Grumman F-14 Tomcat is an American carrier-capable supersonic, twin-engine, two-seat, twin-tail, variable-sweep winged fighter aircraft. The Tomcat was developed for the United States Navy's Naval Fighter Experimental Program after the collapse of the General Dynamics-Grumman F-111B project. Can the F-14 go supersonic? The Grumman F-14 Tomcat had engines with afterburners that produced an approximate of 55,000 pounds of thrust. Due to the rectangular air inlets, the supersonic air was allowed into the engine, and the installation of portable ramps allowed this engine to accept supersonic air. F-14 Tomcat maintenance cost? Using these two pieces of information, we can estimate the running costs of the F-14 to be somewhere between $35,000 and $40,000 per flight hour. Why F-14 is better than F-18? The F-14 is much faster and more powerful than the F-A-18, with a top speed of 2.34 Mach, while the Super Hornet reaches Mach 1.8. The F-A-18, however, is more agile than the F-14 as it only needs one pilot instead of two. How many F-14s did America have? The story behind the F-14 map. Where have all the Tomcats gone? Have you ever wondered what happened to the 712 F-14 Tomcats that were built between 1970 and 1992? Several of them were lost in crashes or scrapped due to structural failures during service. Why do F-14 have two pilots? The primary reason any fighter aircraft would be designed for two crew members is workload. As avionics, sensors, and weapon systems advance, they become easier for a single pilot to operate, which is why far fewer fighter aircraft have two crew members now than in the past. What replaced the F-14 Tomcat? The U.S. Navy operated 338 F-14 aircraft of all three variants, but the aircraft was replaced by the F-A-18E F Super Hornet. In July 2006, the F-14 made its last carrier launch, and, on September 22, 2006, the U.S. Navy officially retired the F-14 Tomcat. How old is the F-14 Tomcat? The F-14 first flew on December 21, 1970, and made its first deployment in 1974 with the U.S. Navy aboard USS Enterprise, replacing the McDonnell Douglas F-4 Phantom II. Was the F-14 Tomcat a good fighter? The F-14 had the capability of destroying any opposing aircraft anywhere in the world. No other Cold War aircraft had the single mission capability to send two nuggets on a standard mission from the CV and trap two aces a few hours later. The AIM-54 and the AWG-9 enabled incredible combat capability. Were F-14s used in Top Gun? The interesting video in this post features F-14 Tomcat, one of a valiant few that was used in the 1986 blockbuster movie, Top Gun. Sitting on the deck of the USS Lexington in Corpus Christi, Texas. What happened to the F-14 Tomcat? Delivery to the U.S. Navy began in 1972, and the last F-14 was retired from service in 2006. Before the Islamic Revolution in 1979, approximately 80 F-14s were sold to Iran, and a dwindling number were maintained there in various states of readiness despite aging and lack of parts. F-14 Tomcat specifications? Manufacturer, Grumman Corporation. Type, carrier-based air superiority fighter. Crew, pilot and radar intercept officer. Powerplant, 2 Pratt & Whitney TF30P412A or 414A engines of 20,900 pounds static thrust each. Dimensions: length, 62 feet, 8 inches. Height, 16 feet. Span, 64 feet, 1 inch. Span, 48 feet, 2 inches. Span, 33 feet, 3 inches. Wing area, 565 SQ Fort. Weight, empty, 40,100 pounds. Gross, 74,349 pounds. Performance, max speed, 1,544 miles per hour. Climb rate, 30,000 feet min. Ceiling, 55,000 feet. Range, 2,400 miles. Armament, M61 20mm cannon, 4 AIM-7 Sparrow, 4 AIM-9 Sidewinder, or 6 AIM-54 Phoenix and 2 AIM-9 air-to-air missiles.